Hello, hi, and welcome again to the Terminal Podcast, where in the end, it's all about the numbers. Tonight, we continue this hireman's return to a castle on the hill with another THS alum to answer a few questions. Please share your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Rachel Nadelman, and I'm calling from Washington, D.C.
Okay, Rachel, you are here tonight to answer the William E. Brown Memorial Questionnaire as build up to the THS Class of 95 30-year reunion on October 18. The event includes a 10:30 a.m. tour of our old stomping grounds by a student ambassador with coffee, juice, and Teaneck Bagels to start the day. Later that evening from 6 to 10, there's a full dinner buffet and open bar at Napoli Restaurant in Fort Lee with music by our own DJ Chalice. There's more info, including discounted hotel info and how to pay for all this fun. Check the Invite Me link in the description for full details, or you can find info on the Facebook or other social media apps. I'm not on any, so you'd have to ask somebody else since the 30-year anniversary. As a former winner of this prestigious and random award, I'm here to ask someone else random questions, and after your answers, you may receive the same accolades I did. Rachel, after that long, long intro, are you ready?
I guess so.
Okay. Question one. Do you still think and or say you're from New Jersey?
Yes.
It's gonna say in DC, it's gonna say, so you say Jersey, not, do you specify anything or do you,
So when people ask me, like right now, if I'm traveling, I would say Washington, D.C. But if people say, where are you from? In the
Hmm,
kind of deeper sense, I always say New Jersey.
okay. Question two. What was your favorite mall growing up?
Garden State Plaza, I guess.
When was the last time you actually were in a mall?
Uh, Decades. Well, maybe I've ended up in one in Virginia going to the movies with my kid, but besides that, I think it's been a very long time.
Well, that still counts as going to a mall.
I guess
So,
so.
all right. Question three. Have you ever used advanced math like pre-calculus or trigonometry since high school?
As high as pre-calculus? No, I don't think so. I mean, I've done statistics, right? But that doesn't get as high up as that.
No, it's more.
Yeah, no, never.
Did you have to use it in college at all, or
I never actually took calculus, not even in high school. So I've probably, it's been a long time, or it's never been a part of my life. That's a little secret that I managed to get out of Teaneck High School without ever learning calculus.
well, I don't think you are alone, so I don't think that's that big of a deal. Uh, question number four. What do you think of drivers from other states?
Well, I have to say on record that I pretty much hate driving. So
Hmm,
I don't put myself above anyone else, but we always in DC insult Maryland drivers. So,
okay,
but I'm usually not the one driving in DC.
that's fine. Question number five. Do you still have or wear any of the clothing you wore in high school?
No, I do not think so.
Not have any, not anything buried in a box somewhere or anything like that?
I had a shirt from Bryant School for a very long time,
Wow.
but I don't think I've moved too many times and traveled too much and gotten rid of too many things.
Okay. Question six. Do you remember the black door and the white door?
Yes.
30 years later, your thoughts on said doors.
I don't remember them being as big a thing when we were there as when I'd heard it was before. And I certainly remember more the black door than the white door, if that makes sense. Like I don't
Mhm.
specifically remember there being a white door. I just remember there being one on the side that was more known as the black door, but like I never felt like I had to enter or exit in any particular entrance or it was an issue. It seemed more where kids hung out.
Okay. Question number 7. Who did you have a crush on that never knew?
Well, sure, why not admit this? Yusef Mahmoud.
Okay. That's all. Just you said.
Oh, just one? I mean, more than
I don't know. I'm not asking or prying. Well, I'm asking. I'm not prying. So
one, but that never knew. Because Chris Elliott knew. So I
okay.
can't think of anybody else.
No, if that's the other part, if the majority of them knew, then it doesn't
Well,
count.
Chris
But
wasn't supposed to know, but I guess I wasn't slick about it. But Yusuf definitely never knew.
okay. Question number 8. Since we've graduated, how far have you physically traveled from Teaneck High School? So if you use THS sort of as the center point, how far have you gone from said point?
Like in the world.
Yeah.
Um, I've been to Australia. So that's
Hmm.
probably the farthest. Uh, I've done a lot of travel, but I think that's probably farther than Myanmar. So yeah, Australia would be the farthest.
Where else are you considering? You said Australia, Myanmar.
Uh, I've been to India, but that's not as far. I mean, I've done most of my travels in Latin America, and Africa and Europe. But so in terms of the longest flight, yeah, I've ever taken, I went through Malaysia to Perth, Australia. So, and then went to Sydney. So that is quite far.
Okay. Bouncing around. Question number 9. What do you remember the science classrooms looking like at Teaneck High School?
Oh my goodness, the science classrooms. I mean, they looked like classrooms. I remember in bio, there was like some kind of lab space I get, but I don't remember them looking that different than any other classrooms.
So I guess the follow-up is, when was the last time you were in a high school science classroom, if at all?
Oh goodness. Um, Probably not since my own high school experience. My daughter's 6, so
Uh,
it'll be a while.
Okay. Question number 10. What do you remember most from your life before graduation? There's obviously tons of memories and points, but just one sort of moment that you can kind of go, this is a moment that stands out as something that happened to me before I graduated high school. Doesn't have to be a high school moment, just a moment in time.
Oh my goodness. That's a really hard one. Um, Something that happened to me.
Or
I
just a
mean,
moment, just a,
why am I stumped? Um,
I don't know. The kids say, what a vibe maybe that you felt. Is that close enough to what the children are saying nowadays? I'm not.
remember I have a 6-year-old. I have no idea
No,
what like
I've
youth
an
you were.
eight I have an 18-year-old, so I have no
Right.
idea what.
Well, you're closer to it, right? I
Mm,
mean, I guess the first thing I think of when I think of Teaneck is just like the community. But you're like looking for something
no,
even more,
not at all. I'm looking for your answer to the question. That's all.
and just in high school, or it could be,
It could be
uh,
any point. Could
okay.
be.
So, well, the first like clear memory that popped into my head was the summer before we started at Teaneck High School. I snuck out of my house with Amy Blair and Rachel Kriegel, and we walked the streets of Teaneck like, at like 1 in the morning. Um, and felt so cool until we got caught by my parents. And then I was in big trouble. But Um, but we were at Louis, and then all of a sudden, Alice Nadelman comes walking down, and like we tried to hide under the table, but it was kind of stupid because she obviously knew we were there. But just being in Teaneck in the middle of the night, where like nobody was out, walking down the middle of the street, it felt really amazing until like I ruined my life by getting in trouble. So that's the memory that popped into my head there.
Okay. That's perfect. You have reached the end and shall receive the same accolades as this former winner. Thank you very
Woohoo!
much. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Uh,
for including me.
oh, no problem. As always, the Terminal Podcast ends with a trivia question. Rachel, in our yearbook, isn't it funny how time flies? You're caught making a cup of coffee instead of helping the homeless. I'm truly surprised the yearbook and newspaper staff at THS were into such hard-hitting journalism. You have no memory of this, huh?
What?
Here's a picture of you making a cup of coffee, except you're supposed to be helping the homeless is what the title of the page is. I guess you were making coffee before you went off to help the homeless.
I'm gonna have to go find the yearbook and take a look. Maybe I was making coffee for the homeless.
No, it was between you and I believe Jen Muniz is there. But when you were making that coffee, it was back when coffee was simple and it was still being
Yes.
gulped down by every gumshoe and walking beat cop from sea to shining sea. There are plenty of ways it could be prepared, typically from like a Mr. Coffee on someone's desk or, properly or whatever. But according to Wikipedia, the closest to the modern beverage, coffee, shows up in modern day Yemen in southern Arabia in the middle of what century? What numerical century does coffee show up as a beverage that people are just drinking normally? Dun, 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 dun,
The
dun, dun,
8th century.
dun, 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 dun. Okay. 8th century is the answer. Thank you for listening again to the latest W.E. Brown questionnaire. Once again, this is a promotional tool for the THS class of 1995 30th reunion on October 18. Events include a return to the Castle on the Hill, discounted hotel rooms, a full dinner buffet, an open bar, along with fellow highwayman DJ Chalice on the Wheels of Steel. Check the Invite Me link in the description for full details and the answer to the trivia question. I'll be back soon enough with hopefully something better to put down. Rachel, thank you very much.
Thank you. See you soon.
Take it easy down your life's highway and have a good evening.